Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, one and all. Welcome to Coventry United TV on this a very special day in the best dance city in the world, Berlin. No, I'm joking, of course. It's the city of the three spires. It is, of course, Coventry. The Coventry Derby coming your way here on Coventry United TV. Liam Cook with you throughout today's match. And this is one that, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, you do not want to miss. It's Coventry Derby. It's Coventry Sphinx right here at the Butts Park Arena. The first meeting of these two clubs at this venue. Kickoff is just a couple of minutes away. A bare bones squad for Coventry United, but it's certainly one that can cause Sphinx a few problems. Let's see what Terry Anderson's men can do today. Let's get into the starting lineup first for Coventry Sphinx. Number 1, Jack Tregartha. And that may be a familiar name for Red and Greens fans, because of course he was our under-21 goalkeeper at Coventry United. Number 2, Scott Lower. Number 3, Rhys Dean. 4, Liam Cairns. 5, Aaron Stringfellow. 6, Lewis Guest. Number 7, Jamie Towers. 8, Luke Downs. Number 9, Ryan Harkin. 10, Chris Sterling. 11, Charlie Faulkner. Substitutes for Coventry Sphinx. Number 12, Aaron Donaldson. 14, Calvin Thompson. 15, Sam Wanless. 16, Ben Cranage. 17, Rhys Stowe. And for Coventry United this evening, number 1, Tom Deitch. 2, Brad Jones. 3, Ryan McQuanche. Number 4, Gip Musa, who has just won the March Player of the Month award. Number 5, Rob Prinzel. 6, Ben Valance. 7, Kyle Carey. 8, Kevin Fordson. Yes, the beard is back after a brief layoff. Number 9, Chris Cox. 10, Ryan Palmer. 11, Dominic Elaine. On the bench for Coventry United, number 12, Frankie Beijnet. Number 14, Lewis Rankin, and number 15 is Craig Reed. Well, it's hotter than blazes in here at the Butts Park Arena. I mean, I was only on the bike for about half an hour, but I've already got sunstroke. Face is as red as the shirts that the Red and Greens we're wearing today. Kickoff is just 5 minutes away. Coventry United, of course, were out several of their top players, the likes of Tom James, who's still out with injury. Niall Rowe is injured. Jamal Clark is injured. But the big one, ladies and gentlemen, bad news, if our information is correct, the Shack Attack will have to wait until next season. I'm sorry, guys, Shaquille McDonald, from what we hear, is out for the rest of the season. He's on crutches as well today at the Butts Park Arena, so it's not looking great. But 10 goals in 10 games is a pretty decent turnaround, and we look forward to seeing Shaq back on the field next season. But the back injury that he suffered on Monday night at Quorn pretty much means that we won't be seeing him again for the rest of the season, and that's a real shame, because he's been putting in some fantastic performances over the last few weeks. So best of luck to Shaq in his recovery. But we have got Craig Reed back, who has been playing for the United recently, and also, make of this what you will, Mitch Piggin was asked on Facebook today whether he could end up playing for Coventry United before the end of the season. And I tell you something, he did say that after the 28th, when Barwell finished their season, there is every chance he could end up back here. So we may be seeing the Pig back in the red and green shirt. Take that what you will. It is only Facebook after all, but we'll see what happens on that front as we see the coaching staff and the substitutes making their way out onto the pitch. The players will be following very shortly. United on the wrong end of the scoreline last time at Sphinx Drive on Boxing Day, as the Red and Greens make their way towards the tunnel area. Sphinx were wearing their traditional sky blue and white. Well, just as a heat wave sets in Coventry, it's time for a fiery encounter of the derby kind. It's Derby Day in the three-spired city. Coventry United versus Coventry Sphinx. This is certainly one to look forward to as the Red and Greens clash with their local rivals. More than points on offer today. Pride, dominance, and a whole lot of bragging rights. It's live coverage of Coventry United versus Coventry Sphinx here on Coventry United TV with Liam Cook.
Number 6, Lewis Guest. Number 7, Jamie Towers. Number 8, Luke Downs. Number 9, Ryan Harkin. Number 10, Chris Sterling. Number 11, Charlie Faulkner. On the bench for 6 this evening, 12, Aaron Donaldson. 13, Rick Stone. 14, Calvin Thompson. 15, Lewis Blunt. And for Coventry United this evening, let's see, number 1 in goal, Thomas Dodge. Number 2, Brad Jones. And then in cover on. Number 3, Ron McCutcheon. Number 4, Gift Musa. Number 5, Rob Prinzel. Number 6, Ben Balance. Number 7, Carl Carey. Number 8, Kevin Thornton. Number 9, the captain, Chris Cox. Number 10, Ryan Palmer. Number 11, the man with a pineapple on his head, Dominic Elaine. On the bench for the Coventry United this afternoon, 12, Frankie Baisnet. 14, Lewis Rankin. 15, Graham Reed.
So if you didn't hear the team news from our exquisite stadium announcer, Mr. Roy Eden. Starting last hour as follows for Coventry Sphinx. Number 1, Jack Tregartha. Number 2, Scott Lower, the captain for Sphinx. Number 3, Reece Dean. Number 4, Liam Cairns. Number 5, Aaron Stringfellow. Number 6, Lewis Guest. Number 7, Jamie Towers. Number 8, Luke Downs. Number 9, Ryan Harkin. 10, Chris Sterling. 11, Charlie Faulkner. And for Coventry United this evening at the Butts Park Arena, number 1, Tom Deitch. Number 2, Brad Jones. 3, Ryan McCranjay. Number 4, Gift Musa. 5, Rob Prinzel. Number 6, Ben Valance. Number 7, Kyle Carey. Number 8 is the man with the red beard, the ginger assassin himself. He's back, it's Kevin Thornton. Number 9, the captain, Chris Cox, bad back and all. Number 10, Ryan Palmer, who's got a rocket on Monday. And number 11, the former Sphinx man, Dominic Elaine. On the bench for Coventry United, 12, Frankie Baisnet. Number 14, Lewis Rankin. Number 15, Craig Reed.
Enjoy the game, ladies and gents.
Well, it's time to get this party started on Derby Day. Sphinx kicking from left to right in the sky blue and white shirts with navy shorts and socks. Coventry United in red shirts with green shorts and socks. In goes Rob Prince now to take the ball away from Harkin. Just in the midfield. Side by Gift Musa. Referee says a foul despite United getting the ball. Taken quickly by Charlie Faulkner. String throw across the left-hand side with Dean. Chipped into the penalty area. Sterling will give chase. Barged into touch by Brad Jones. So Tom Deitch back in goal for the Red and Greens today. Ed Caviezel Cox not even on the bench following the 7-1 defeat on Monday, the heaviest in the club's history, but the United will, I'm sure, be ready to fight back this evening, and what better way to do it than against their city rivals. And following that defeat on Boxing Day at the hands of Sphinx, United will want some retribution as the sun sets low beyond the railway bridge and the floodlights come on. Coventry United have a thrown on the right hand side, just inside Sphinx territory. Brad Jones back in the side following a spell out due to work commitments. He's going to take it, takes a few yards up the right hand side as well. Thornton in support, and Musa there as well, over Musa's head, nodded on by Chris Cox to the feet of Ryan Palmer. Cox making the overlap, crossing opportunity for Palmer, tries to hold off the centre back Stringfellow. and blasted away by Dean, but a throw into Coventry United. Promising early move for Terry Anderson's men. The low sunlight certainly making it difficult to see. Not the best passes by Prinzel and picked up on. Strolling towards that penalty area. Chip towards Harkin, just out of reach for the Sphinx top scorer. Great run by Jamie Towers, making the move possible. Just out of Harkin's range. Here's Dominic Allain, the former Sphinx man, lets the ball roll past him. Couldn't control that ball, and Lower will go across to take the throw on this near side for Coventry Sphinx. A few options with the throw. Towers back to Lower. In goes Chris Cox. Coventry United throw. Allain looking for an option. In fact, we'll leave it for the under-21s. Left back Ryan Makwanje. United down to just one centre back today, with Rob Prinzel alongside Ben Valance, who usually plays at left back. Tapped on for Harkin. Great defensive work by Ben Valance to get his boots on that ball and get it towards Tom Dodge, who hoops it away, making the run down the right-hand side for Coventry United. Kyle Carey. Musa on the right flank again with Brad Jones. Spots the run of Chris Cox. Offside, says the referee. Cox was running for it. He says that it was intended for Palmer, but if Cox was heading towards the ball, he was interfering with play. That does, of course, mean offside against Coventry United. These two sides so close in the league table. The defeat on Monday means United drop from 9th to 10th below Quorn. Sphinx just 2 points ahead of the Red and Greens in 8th place. United still, of course, do have those 4 games in hand. Both sides in pretty bad form. United losing their last 2, Sphinx, I believe, losing their last 4. There's a free kick from the former Coventry United goalkeeper Jack Tregartha. Swings out of play for a Coventry United throw-in deep into the Red and Green zone half. So it's got them into a dangerous position, but they haven't got the ball. Jones's throw up line over the head of Carey and nodded forward by Dean. Allain will send that ball straight back where it came from. Kept in by Harkin. Tries his best to sift his way through the sea of red in front of him. Gets it past the defenders, but Kevin Fordson sticks his leg in and puts it out of play off Ryan Harkin for a Coventry Sphinx throw. So 5 minutes gone here at the Butts Park Arena. Coventry United 0, Coventry Sphinx 0 is the current scoreline. No shots to tell you about. The ball has predominantly been in United's half, with Sphinx on the attack. Jones again to take the throw-up line. Loaded on by Carey, but picked up again by the Sphinx man. Lifting header by Prinzel to get that long ball away. Bounces into defence with Prinzel again, under pressure from Sterling, and hooks it down that right flank. Again nodded up by Kyle Carey, this time brought down by Chris Cox. Struggling with a back injury, but he's soldiering on. Finds Ryan Palmer, gets in front of Lower. It's Palmer to open the scoring, tries to stab it across the face of goal. Down goes Jack Tregartha to make the gather, but a promising start for Coventry United. Palmer fresh from scoring that beauty on Monday night, his first goal for the club, at senior level at least. Bounces over Thornton's head. Sterling, Valance wins the header, but only as far as Towers. Holds off Thornton, making his return to the first team tonight. Onto the right with Scott Lower, the very experienced fullback at captain. Stringfellow boots it forward. Valance wins the header and nods it into touch as Fulton decided not to jump for it. The whole city's talking about this match tonight. Sporting stars from far and wide across the Midlands have come to see this fixture, including former Coventry United manager Edwin Greaves. Cairns runs across the centre of the park. Musa catches up to him in the ball towards that left-hand side now with Rhys Dean taking on Carey. Down the left flank, crossing opportunity now for Coventry Sphinx. Dodge got a hand on it but couldn't get it away. Faulkner, and the effort towards the net by Luke Downs is charged down and cleared by Valance. But here comes Sphinx again. Lower. Got several options in front of him. And it's down the right, but it rolls off the boot of Charlie Faulkner. He'll be disappointed with that one. Makwanje up line, met in the air by Lower. Musa intercepts under pressure from Jamie Towles. Not the best of clearances by Prinzel, but picked up by Brad Jones. Prinzel sticks it up, but cleared by Guest. Bit of a collision there between Musa and one of the Sphinx men in midfield. Palmer barrels for the ball with the number 11, Faulkner. And Faulkner wastes the free kick, sticks it straight down the centre of the park into the hands of Tom Deitch. So Deitch will take the goal kick. In the air by Guest at centre back, picked up by Towers. Transfers it forward to the feet of Ben Vance now for Coventry United. Makwanje trying to make the run, but blocked up by Towers. And Valence concedes the throw as Ryan Harkin closes him down. Harkin, Makwanje runs into the ball and Sphinx asking for handball, hit him in the chest, and Valence takes the ball away from Faulkner and takes no chances in putting it into touch and ending that move. Towers down line to Stringfellow. The ball, back heel. Just about kept in by Faulkner. Makwanje out muscles the winger. The collision now between Makwanje and Thornton. Referee says no fouls. Faulkner goes down into the challenge of Thornton, and now United sprint away with Ben Valence. United immediately lose it and a lofted ball by Towers, hoping to find, it was Ryan Harkin he was searching for. It's cut out. Carey, down line to Kevin Thornton, a bit of space to work now for the Red and Greens. Lofted ball by Thornton, nodded on by Chris Cox, didn't get any contact on that ball, and Lower will return it to Tregartha, quickly closed down by his old under-21 teammate Ryan Palmer, just gets the ball away in time. Chest control by Ben Valence, can he take it around Towers? He slides it on the number 4, on the number 7 I should say, the United man gets the ball. And a cynical foul in retaliation there on Gift Musa. Well, there was no doubt about it. Towers was unhappy that the foul wasn't given for an early infringement on him, and it's gone straight in on Gift Musa. The referee could easily give out some further punishment here. The captain called over, and the referee has said no further action needed. The United fans not happy. A packed Butts Park Arena in unison. They're not too happy about that decision. Low free kick driven towards Dominic Lane. Back to Thornton. The space on the left for Ryan Makwanje, but it's to the right now with Gift Musa. Space on the right for Carey, but Musa a bit of shirt pulling there by Faulkner. Referee says no foul, and Faulkner can't make his way past Ben Valence. Musa lofted towards the left, just over Elaine's head, and Lower should deal with that one. Scott Lower fixed over Elaine's head. Now Chris Sterling on the right hand side. Lower in support once again, but Makwanje behind him, pressuring him. Stringfellow hooks it away. Up goes Faulkner, knotted across to Cairns. But there's Kevin Thornton to pick up the pieces. United have certainly missed Thornton in his absence. Took time off for personal reasons. Prinzel into Sphinx territory now. And a wasted ball towards that penalty area. Straight into thin air and into touch. 10 minutes gone here at the Butts Park Arena in the Total Motion Midland Football League Premier Division match. Coventry United 0, Coventry Sphinx 0 in the Coventry derby. Who will take the plaudits of the free-spired city? As Jack Tregartha lines up the goal kick. There it goes towards the left-hand side. Carey will jump for it, but will be beaten in the air. Nodded on by Towers. Rob Prinzel gets there before Harkin and sends that one straight towards Butts Park. And into Butts Park, actually. We will need another ball. Unfortunately for Rob, the rugby's here on Saturday. Another match ball called over by the referee, and United assistant manager Luke Morton happy to oblige. United on a bit of a bare bones squad tonight, with only Frankie Bajan, Lewis Rankin and Craig Reed amongst the sub-7. Ball to Sterling down the left, picked up by the number 10, covered up by Kyle Carey, but he's got support down the left-hand side, doesn't need it. It's in towards Harkin, swing and a miss from the Sphinx top scorer. And Cairns runs straight through the ball, but he will pick it up despite a lane behind him. Pressure from a lane allows Ryan Palmer to get there before Dean. And now the run down the right-hand side from Kyle Carey. Halts his run and waits for backup. Back to Musa. Threads it through for Kevin Thornton. Carey, challenge from behind. Carey tries to win the ball back from Cairns and hooked away. Towards that centre circle now, Prinzel nods it up to Musa. Makwanje free on the left flank. Makwanje picks it up and runs at Scott Lower. Makwanje, slide by Lower, gets the ball, throw in Coventry United. It really has got a derby day feel to it. Some meaty challenges being made in the early going. Makwanje sizes up his options. Thornton, Cox and Allain making themselves available to the feet of Chris Cox. Cross blocked, but in towards Dominic. Allain hooks it over the crossbar. Goal kick, says the referee. Allain feeling that a former teammate of his in the Sphinx number 4, Liam Cairns, had got the final touch. Referee doesn't agree, so we will regroup with a goal kick. Jagartha lines up the ball. Hoofed away by Jagartha. Keeping headed by Towers, nodded on, and no one there on the right-hand side of the Sphinx. Ryan Makwanje fires it towards the United technical area, and neat touch that by Terry Anderson. He'd probably be playing if he could. He put in the touchline in the Anderson put in the managers section in the programme. If you've got a pair of boots, you're playing. And it has got that bad for United. So many injuries, such a small squad. They have been struggling to even get a competitive team out. Palmer gets stuck in, threads it through for Gift Musa. Musa runs at Stringfellow, back to Jagartha, and he blasts it clear over the head of Allain. Up jumps Makwanje to keep it alive. Allain beaten in the air by Jamie Towers. And Makwanje now forward to Allain after picking up that loose ball. Allain covered up by Low, bit of pushing and shoving from the Sphinx fullback. Thornton, if he had got past the defender, then Palmer would have been through, but great work by Guest to ensure the ball didn't go to the United attacker. And Prinzel nods it back to Tom Deitch, who returns to the starting lineup this evening, thrown out by Deitch towards that right-hand side with Brad Jones. Jones with a driven pass down the right. Here's Ryan Palmer. He's got Cox in the centre, tries the low ball into the box. I think Cox was hoping for a more aerial effort. Clearance as far as Brad Jones for the Red and Greens. Runs to the defence, tries to find Palmer, but cut out by Dean. But the clearance is not great, and Prinzel will send it forward again. This time chested down by Lower. And a lob ball, offside calls, referee doesn't agree. Sterling races towards that loose ball, and Tom Deitch sends it over onto the Butts Park Arena roof. And we'll need a second match ball, sorry, third match ball, I should say. Losing count already. So scoreline after 15 minutes at the Butts Park Arena on Derby Day. It's Coventry United 0, Coventry Sphinx 0. First meaningful effort of the game coming from former Sphinx man Dominic Allain in the red and green of Coventry United, of course. Towers covered up by Valence. His cross is charged down. It's going to play for a corner kick. Going across to take this throw, so this corner I should say. Going across to take the corner is Reece Dean. Moving at the far post for Coventry Sphinx. Can anyone get their head net and divert it towards the net? And a crucial punch by Tom Deitch as Lewis Guest was free at the far post. And all the way after a throw on the opposite side, Deitch with a highly important interception. Chip passed into the box from Cairns, and that is a more simple gather for Deitch, former Tamworth goalkeeper, also represented England at under 16 level. It was also part of a Stoke City side that played FC Porto in a pre-season friendly a couple of years ago. And since his move from Tamworth, he has really picked up where Rich Morris left off. Carey backtracks to get to the ball for Downs. He does, but Downs nicks it off him. Faulkner, United closing in on the Sphinx men. Dean gets past Carey, cuts in, but there's a challenge from Gift Musa. Cox races towards that free ball and puts Stringfellow under enough pressure so that he hooks it into touch for a throw in for Coventry United in a dangerous position. Throw by Thornton. Ryan Palmer. Handball claims, referee says no. It's Palmer towards that penalty area, but Dean with the crucial interception, and United saying that the free kick shouldn't have been given against them, but it has been given for a free kick. A bit of shirt pulling by Palmer as he tried in vain to win the ball back. So free kick on the left-hand side of Sphinx's penalty area, which will be taken by their goalkeeper Jack Tregartha. United in 10th in the Midland Football League Premier Division, 2 points behind 8th place Sphinx. Tregartha blasts it clear, met in the air by Carey, but it's gone behind him. Jones will mop it up, nodded on by Cairns. Valens with a powerful volley away from danger. Cox will leap for it. Lau was using Cox as a launch pad. Referee said no foul. There is a foul on that one as Faulkner forces Makwanje down from behind. The former goalkeeper coach of Coventry United, Ewan Aldridge, acting as ball boy. But the ball was still moving when Kevin Thornton attempted to take the free kick, so it will be called back. So it will be Makwanje to take it this time. Well, Sphinx haven't won since a 5-1 win at Lye Town. That was back in mid-March. Can they put that record right tonight? Cox forced into the corner. Holds off his opponent and earns the throw right in the corner for Coventry United, which former Sphinx wide man Dominic Elaine will take. Sizing up his options. Is he going for a long throw attempt? No, he isn't. It's a shorter attempt, but it can't be brought down by Chris Cox. Clearance made as far as Harkin. Tries to flick it over. Ben Valance, and he has done. Can't get past Rob Prinzel though. Runs into a brick wall. Slide by Harkin. Sphinx saying that they want a throw. They're not going to get one. The final touch coming from Harkin. And this time a free kick against Dominic Elaine just inside Sphinx's territory for a collision with, I believe that's Luke Downs. Just down that right hand side for Faulkner to put it into the area. Sterling at the far post, couldn't reach it. Carey tries to block him off and he puts him under enough pressure so that Sterling makes the mistake, and it's gone out of play for a goal kick to Coventry United. So we are 20 minutes into the Coventry derby, still no goals and limited opportunities so far. It did take a while for the original fixture on Boxing Day at Sphinx Drive to come alive, and boy, how did it come alive. Deitch with the clearance. Up jumps Cox, nods it up. Carey misses it as he leaps into the air, and Dean will be there to pick up the pieces and leaves it to go out of play for a Coventry Sphinx throw. Halfway into their own territory on the left-hand side. United fall back and prepare for a potential attack from Sphinx. It's a long throw, met in the air by Sterling, but only to the feet of Rob Prinzel, whose long ball is over the head of Palmer, met in the air by Guest, and he nods it away once again. There's a lane to nick it away. Handball to Coventry United coming off the arm of, I believe that was Liam Cairns it touched, as Thornton tried to take it through. Thornton waiting for the right moment to take this free kick, and in fact he's going to let Brad Jones take it as United push all of their outfield players into Sphinx's half. United sensing blood in the water here. They're putting on the pressure. Got it out of the area by Guest. But a poor touch from Downs allows Thornton to pick it up, and it's on the right hand side now with Carey. Halts his run. Down the line to Jones. Brad Jones in towards Chris Cox. Goes over Cox's head. I don't think he got a contact on that ball. If he did, it wasn't strong enough to divert it past the ex-Red and Greens youngster Jack Tregartha. Well, the sun has set and the floodlights taking over at the Butts Park Arena, which will be developed in the summer. We need to stand on the far side of the pitch, and stands at either end of the pitch will be added in the next few years, and there will be a new artificial pitch too. So exciting things happening here at the Butts Park Arena. You're certainly in the right place. Bit of head tennis going on here. Actually brought down by Cairns. Volleys it forward down the right hand side. Hiking will give chase. Headed up rather than out by Valence. Can Makwanje deal with this one? He can. Turns Faulkner beautifully. And United have been given a free kick on the left flank for shirt pulling by Charlie Faulkner. Had gone out of play for a Sphinx throw. So as you can tell, Lee Nibbs' side not impressed. Well, at least it's nice to have officials that don't have issues with cameramen this time, like the Corn match. Deitch with the goal kick. Over the head of Carey. He's not winning those aerial balls to start not being under any sort of pressure. Sterling keeps the long ball in down the left hand side. Down line from Sterling to Dean. Downs. And now Guest will have to play it back to Tregartha. He's closed down by Palmer. Can Palmer get the ball off him? No, he can't. Tregartha gets the ball away just in time. Kept in with the head of Lewis Guest, but United putting Sphinx under all sorts of pressure, and now United have been given a free kick as well, and Downs is not happy. Now United seemingly starting to take control of this match. Sphinx with some good early pressure, and now it's United's turn. It's United's turn to swing the pendulum back in their favour. And a bit of shoving there from Sterling, who wanted to stop Fords from taking the free kick. He hasn't. Carey low into the penalty area. A half clearance from Downs. Dean. Free kick against, I believe it was a combination of Thornton and Elaine. Both going into the back of the left back. And the referee wants to word with Brad Jones. I believe it was kicking the ball away. Well, he hasn't given the yellow card to Towers for that rather crunching challenge. I don't think he'll be giving the yellow card to Brad Jones for kicking the ball away. At least he shouldn't do. Indeed, no yellow cards, so the referee realising that it is Derby Day. Tensions will be running high. Sizable attendance at the Butts Park Arena, the biggest we've had for a long time. Attendance of upwards of 600 people at the start of the season. The results have meant those have dwindled a little bit. Into the area, header won by Towers towards the left-hand side. Harkin beaten to the ball by Carey. He'll keep it in. And draws it down the left, but only as far as Downs. Here's Sterling on the edge of the area. Harkin in support. Harkin was offside and had to leave it. It has taken a touch of a United man on the way through. It's a corner kick to Sphinx. Visitors with their first opportunity in a good old while. 25 minutes gone. It remains scoreless. But will it still be 0-0 following this set piece coming from the left-hand side? Towards that far post. Met in the air by Guest. Still alive with Towers. And a high boot, surely. Referee says play on as Prinzel won the header. Onto the right hand side now with Carey. He's got Palmer up there with him, but he's covered up by Cairns. In towards that area. Palmer might get there first as it was flicked on by Cairns, but Tregartha comes out and gathers just in time. The counter catching Sphinx off guard, and they didn't quite know how to deal with it for a while. Tregartha rolls it out. Jack Tregartha with the clearance towards that right hand side. Run on by Harkin, but only to the feet of Ben Valence. This clearance is charged down by Charlie Faulkner into the area, but Tom Deitch races out to gather it before Sterling can do anything with it. We'll be taking a short break here on CUTV to swap over the batteries on the laptop. We're using the same live stream for the second half. We'll just be going off there for 10 minutes. Here's Kyle Carey midway into Sphinx territory on the right-hand side, but the pass to Sphinx is cut out, but so is the run of Guest. Cox has got Thornton behind, covered up by Cairns, through the legs of Cairns, but Cairns will get there first. Dean drills it away, but only as far as the feet of Brad Jones, back in the starting lineup, turns away from Sterling. Here's Rob Prinzel. There's acres of space on the left-hand side for McQuanja, but it's stabbed forward towards Cox. Collision there between Cox and Thornton. It may have worked for United. Here's Dominic Allain. In a sea of blue, forced down. Referee says no foul. Thornton tries his best to regain possession, but he's barged off the ball by Lower, and Faulkner will clear it as Thornton goes straight into Faulkner. I think Thornton was making a point there as United weren't given a free kick for pretty much the same thing, but Thornton's barge is a little bit more forceful, shall we say. And the referee will be having a word with Thornton. It wouldn't surprise me to see a yellow card. And he is indeed bringing out the book. Well, Sphinx were not penalised for a similar infringement, but as we said, Thornton going in with some force. First yellow card of the match given to Kevin Thornton. It's probably not one that was undeserved. So, goalkeeper Tregartha will place the ball and blast it clear. Booted away by Tregartha. Leaping header by Prinzel to be Towers in the air, but here's Downs. Cairns closed down by Musa. But the pass towards the right hand side is picked up by Faulkner, covered up by McQuanja and Allain. Couldn't get past either of them, but McQuanja's deflected pass is as far as Lower. Lower caught up by Chris Cox. Cairns. Sphinx retaining possession well. Dean on the left, trying to find Sterling, but Brad Jones will pick up the pieces and Dutch will clear. Sent back where it came from though by Cairns. Sterling is offside, he can't touch it. And that ball will bounce towards the touchline. It is kept in by Kevin Thornton, whose pass takes a touch off Sterling. It's out of play for a throw-in, level with the penalty area on the right-hand side. Well, Sphinx at one point were contenders for promotion, with Stuart Dutton sacked by Sphinx. Lee Nibbs taking over, and Nibbs has certainly put in some great work for Coventry Sphinx. But recent results, no wins in the last 5 matches, have meant that Sphinx's title hopes are pretty much the same as United's. Stringfellow tries to deal with this long ball into the back line. Tregartha gathers the header from Stringfellow. Good work from the centre-back with Ryan Palmer breathing down his neck. We haven't seen much in the way of goal-mouth action. It's been very much a midfield battle here on CUTV. With half an hour played, it remains Coventry United 0, Coventry Sphinx 0. It's not one of your classic derby days, but a lot of games take a while to get going. Musa takes the ball away from Cairns. Prinzel lofted ball towards Cox, beaten in the air by Guest. And Towers forces Thornton down. Looks like Thornton may have took a touch on the head as well, and the referee surely got to take action. United fans not happy, neither of the coaching staff, but Thornton has gone down holding his head. Well, Towers trying to explain himself, but he's been causing some problems for Coventry United, not just legal problems either. A couple of pretty meaty fouls. Well, United don't have any central midfielders on the bench. Frankie Bationet, Craig Reed and Lewis Rankin, the only 3 members of the bench for Coventry United. Reed can play central midfield, but it's not his ideal position. He did drop back into a sort of CDM role on Monday. It didn't quite work out. But now still trying to explain himself as United get underway. McQuanja's free kick straight to Sterling. Poor set piece, but a poor pass from Sterling allows United to get it back. Prinzel overruns that one, charges it down from Towers. In goes Rob Prinzel. He went in with force there. I don't think he was stopping if Towers was in front of him. It's back in the Sphinx back line. Here's Lower. Stringfellow drives it away. Musa runs it to Faulkner. tries his best to retain the ball but can't do so. Good work in the midfield and quick passing from Sphinx to keep it alive for the visitors. But Jones gets there first. It's onto the right now with Kyle Carey, who's been a fantastic addition to the United lineup. Brad Jones, long pass towards Chris Cox. Guest will put it into touch for a Coventry United corner. It looked for a while as if he was trying to shield the ball out of play. I don't think Cox would have allowed him to do that, so it will be a corner kick. Sphinx taking him on the chin there, but it may allow United the opportunity they need to open the scoring. In by Thornton, up goes Prinzel. Sterling nods it clear, and a further header by Downs gets it away from danger. And now a bit of head tennis in the midfield, which is eventually won by Downs, and an overhead kick by the number 8. Valance leaps up for it. Now Harkin brings it down. He's got Faulkner in front of him onto the right hand side now with Downs. Is he trying to chip the goalkeeper there? If he has, it's not the best of efforts. He had the legs, but I don't think it was going to beat Tom Deitch. You don't win the raffle if you don't buy a ticket, but as we say on CUTV, some tickets are better than others. Deitch's kick, easy dealt with by Dean. It should have fallen to Musa. It went past Musa. Luckily, Prince was behind him to blast it forward, and Lower, under pressure, flicks it out of his own penalty area into touch for a throw. Well, Sphinx are dealing with this attacking pressure from United, but not doing it comfortably. Run up in the throw by Elaine. Stringfellow wins the header. It's gone back to Elaine. Rolls off his leg, but he will get there ahead of Jamie Towers. Tries to cut in now. Towers pass Lower into the centre for Ryan Palmer. It bounces into the ground and punch clear by Tregartha. Falls for Carey. Musa with a miss hit, and a miss hit clearance by Faulkner. Still alive for Palmer. There's Chris Cox over Stringfellow. Tries to hit. Handball claims. Referee says no. But at last, we are finally starting to see shades of what a true derby day is. Grit and determination to get on that ball in the penalty area. Ryan Palmer hitting the ball into the ground, allowing Tregartha to punch it out of the air. The Coventry United putting Sphinx under some serious pressure, and Sphinx were at 6s and 7s, trying to just deal with it. It remains at 0-0. So we've had 35 minutes at the Woods Park Arena. It remains scores. We've just seen the best move of the match. Beautiful spring evening in the fruit-inspired city. Both sides with not a lot to fight for in the league, except to be known as officially the second biggest team in Coventry. Well, one team in Sky Blue takes the biggest crown. It's currently United who have the second place. Faulkner with a miss-hit cross, and it's into touch for a goal kick, and Sphinx not happy. They believe it came off Ryan McQuanjay, but and Faulkner is putting his opinion across to the linesman, and the referee telling Faulkner to leave it be. Deitch drills it away from his penalty area. Up leaps Musa. In the centre circle, Thornton forward to the feet of Guest. Now here's Cairns onto the right with Towers. Covered up by 3 United men, but it's not enough. The ball down the right hand side towards Sterling. Valance gets there first. What's he going to do with it? He'll clear it for a throw. United certainly look a lot more comfortable in defending than Sphinx do. Here's Lower, takes it around Cox. Now here's Cairns. Tries to switch to play to Dean, but Kyle Carey picks it up, closed down by Harkin. Where's he going to go here? Down line to Brad Jones. Lofted it past to Chris Cox. Cox brings it down, tries to flick it past Guest. And there is Downs to fire it away again, straight into the vicinity of Tom Deitch, the United shot stopper. Prinzel with a drilled pass down the centre of the park. Palmer lets it go to Elaine, and that's created some space with a lovely ball by Elaine. It's Ryan Palmer through on the left-hand side, cuts in, Ryan Palmer for the opener. Palmer across the face of goal. Cole Carey's missed. It's a chance. You wouldn't think Kyle Carey of all people would let go begging. Outstanding work from Palmer. He probably took it a little bit too close to the touchline. The angle's a bit too tight for him to score himself. He squared it for Carey. And with Tregava taken out of commission, it looked a sure thing that Carey would bag his first goal for United. But it wasn't to be. It blazes towards the railway track behind the goal, and somehow it remains at United 0, Sphinx 0. United certainly having the best of the first half, but they need to try and make it count. Makwanje wins the header in defence towards Dominic Allain. He misjudges the jump and lower. We'll keep it away from Palmer. Bit of a push by Palmer. And the pass by Stringfellow into touch just past Terry Anderson's dugout. Coventry United throw on the halfway line. Allain will leave it for Ryan Makwanje. Makwanje's throw up line, bit in the air and headed away by the Sphinx man. But a nice ball by Vance to find Brad Jones. Great vision from the centre back. In towards Kyle Carey, not in towards Chris Cox. He couldn't get a touch on it. Ball going between his legs. United are knocking on that Sphinx door. It's going to open sooner or later. The Red and Greens have got their city rivals on the ropes, but can they go for the knockout blow? Dedicated and talented display from the Red and Greens. They've got to make those chances mean something now. They have to take the opportunities handed to them. Allain heads Tregartha's goal kick straight into touch on the right-hand side for Sphinx. As we head towards the break again, we'll be taking a short break to swap over the batteries on the laptop. We'll be using the same live stream for the second half. Make sure to hit the like button on today's video if you enjoy the coverage. Leave a comment with your feedback. Subscribe to CUTV on YouTube for more exclusive content from Coventry United and the Coventry United ladies. And you can get us on Twitter at Coventry United TV, and my Twitter is at @TheRealLiamCook. Passed around the back line, closed down by Kevin Thornton. Dispossessed, but Palmer couldn't return the ball to Thornton as the former Sky Blues man raced past the defence. They'll get a second go at it. Carey to Thornton, closed down by Cairns. Spins away from Cairns, goes down under the challenge of Jamie Towers. Looked a little bit soft. And the referee wants the Sphinx players to move away from Thornton as United look to inflict more opportunities on that Sphinx goal. Brad Jones and Kevin Thornton standing over it. Thornton lobs it towards the right, met easily in the air by Dean. And now here comes the counter from Sphinx. Bouncing ball towards the left. Valance is having to shield the ball from Harkin, and he gets there first and keeps the Sphinx top scorer away from the net. Here's Thornton on the right-hand side of space out wide for Makwanje, but Thornton will take it himself. Sees Makwanje now. That's a lovely weighted ball to the under-21s fullback. Makwanje darts forward under pressure from Harkin. Halts the run, spins away. He's closed down by Lua. He's got nowhere to go here. That's unfortunate for Makwanje. Great work though by Coventry Sphinx, but Faulkner has earned himself a throw by putting it out into touch of Ben Valance right by that touchline. 1-2 between Downs and Lower. Lower tried to put it over the head of Allain. That pineapple on his head is enough to win it in the air. Long ball won by Chris Cox and kept it on that left flank. He's got to try and beat Stringfellow into the penalty area now. Step over from Cox. Drilled pass towards Palmer. Can he get the shots away? He's brought down. Referee says no. United asking for that penalty. They won't get one. It looked like a fair challenge from the Sphinx man. Won in the air by Brad Jones. And here come the Red and Greens again. Crossed by Carey, brought down by Palmer, forced away, and a shirt pull by Ryan Palmer. Referee says no foul again. United wanted a free kick, and now play is halted as Brad Jones and one of the Sphinx players have stayed down. I believe it may be, just see who is it? I think it may be Faulkner. It is indeed, it's Charlie Faulkner. It looks a little bit worse for wear. The physio not needed, but it is a chance on a particularly hot evening for the players to have a quick drinks break. Well, this heat certainly beats turning blue on a cold evening in December, but it's one extreme to the other.
Against the 50-50 draw, if you want 50 ticket, the price is £53.50. Go woo! The winning number is 4491. 4491. 50-50 draw, £53.50.
We've just found out that one lucky man has just got himself about 50 quid. Mine's a strong bow after the game. As the lane sticks it into touch for a goal kick from the drop ball. So we are about 3 minutes away from the break here at the Butts Park Arena. Half-time looks to be coming at the wrong time as United are just piling the pressure on Sphinx's back line. Somehow have not gone in front. It remains 0-0 between United and Sphinx at the Butts Park Arena. The Coventry derby is now starting to truly deliver. Blasted away by Tregartha in the Sphinx net. Up jumps Prince to win the aerial battle with Jamie Towers. Not an easy thing to do. And Faulkner gets his leg around the midsection of Dominic Allain and sticks the ball into touch just in front of the CUTV camera for a United throw. Up line to Cox, one in the air by Stringfellow. Lower wins the seconds with a swing and a miss by Towers. In goes McQuanjay, taken down by Sterling, but gets the ball towards the right-hand side. Referee gives play on. Here's Carey. Tries the overlap with Brad Jones, but it's blocked off. Carey will get the ball back, though. Carey to Jones. It's past Jones and intercepted by Cairns. Guest sprints away, but his pass down the left is intercepted by Kyle Carey. Carey's lofted ball towards the edge of the area. Up goes Cox, doesn't get onto it, but Dominic Allain will. Pressure from behind by Scott Lower. It's still Allain, lays it to the left. Brian McQuanjay looking to take on Downs. Forced back towards the halfway line with Valance. Nice skill to create some space between him and Harkin. Jones. Pass a little too hard towards that penalty area for Dominic Allain, but Lowe had to do something about it. Onto the right flank, back heel by Towers and fired clear by Cairns. Great communication between Sphinx. They knew exactly what each other were doing there. Vance hooks it away again. That seemed like an elbow by Cairns on Kevin Thornton. It wasn't an elbow, it would be a red card, so it's not an elbow, but there was some sort of contact with the arm of Cairns on Thornton. And the referee wants a word, I believe. And the referee is indeed calling over Cairns. There was definite movement with the arm of Cairns towards the face of Thornton. What will the referee decide? No further action, says the official. Jones, headed up by Cox. Allain couldn't divert towards goal. Maybe Thornton can, and it's blocked by Guest. It's been all red and green over the last 15 minutes. Can United take the advantage before the break? They're coming oh so close. They've got to use these opportunities to full effect, though. Thornton towards Brad Jones. Crucial header by Dean. Will be picked up at the far by Chris Cox. He's got Musa in support. Tries to cross himself. It's charged down by Guest. It's another corner. Normal time is over. We are into added minutes here at the Butts Park Arena. In from the right from Kevin Thornton, up goes Valance, beaten in the air. And Musa will pick it up, but won't have the opportunity to put it back into the area. But what a first half here on CUTV. It remains at Coventry United 0, Coventry Sphinx 0. Half-time certainly coming at the wrong time for the Red and Greens, but Terrington's men have battered Sphinx in the final 20 minutes of the opening period. Don't go anywhere. CUTV will continue in 10 minutes with live coverage of the second half. Hello you beautiful people, did you miss me? We're back here at the Butts Park Arena for live coverage of Coventry United versus Coventry Sphinx. The derby of the Free-Spired City is going along nicely, but it's still 0-0. Coventry United though battering Sphinx towards the end of the first half. Can they bring that form into the second half? We'll have to wait and see as we get set for the second half at the Butts Park Arena. Let's get you straight into your team news once again for Coventry United. For the Red and Greens, number 1, Tom Deitch. Number 2, Brad Jones. Number 3, Ryan McCranjay. Number 4 is Gip Musa. Number 5 is Rob Prinzel. 6, Ben Valance. Number 7, Kyle Carey. 8, Kevin Fulton. Number 9, the captain, Chris Cox. 10, Ryan Palmer. 11, Dominic Elaine. And for Coventry Sphinx, number 1, Jack Tregartha. Number 2, Scott Lower. 3, Rhys Dean. 4, Liam Cairns. Number 5 is Aaron Stringfellow. 6, Lewis Guest. 7, Jamie Towers. 8, Ryan Harkin. Number 9 is, number 8, Luke Downs, I should say. Number 9, Ryan Harkin. 10, Chris Serling. 11, Charlie Faulkner. Those are the starting lineups today. Benches are as follows for Sphinx. Number 12, Aaron Donaldson. 14, Calvin Thompson. 15, Sam Wanless. Number 16, Ben Cranage. Number 17, Reece Stowe. And for Coventry United, number 12, Frankie Beijnet. 14, Lewis Rankin. 15, Craig Reed.
Running in the second half is great for the match this evening. Coventry Sphinx versus Coventry United. Give them a big round of applause.
Well, here come Coventry Sphinx back onto the field. Well, I'm sure Lee Nibs will have many things to say to his side at the break. They ended the first half very much second best. But United were rolling towards a lead that they surely would have taken if they had just a couple more minutes. Half-time certainly coming at the wrong time for the Red and Greens. But now it's down to Sarrington's men to carry it on and go for the win. A Derby Day victory would give the whole team, the whole fan base, a huge boost going into a hectic final couple of weeks of the season. I believe we've only got about 2 weeks to go until the season's over, so and we've still got about 9 games to go, so there's so much football to come. There are going to be days on consecutive days as well. So games on consecutive days coming up here on CUTV, and we'll be here for almost all of them. There is one match that we will miss. It's the final home match of the season as well, our home to Rugby Town, but it is for a good reason. We will be covering the Coventry United Ladies Birmingham FA County Cup final against Birmingham and West Midlands Ladies. So you got a choice on that one. It's rugby or it's a cup final. Take your pick. It's not the last game of the season, but it's the last home game of the season. There's a game at Highgate. There's on the 5th of May, I believe, but it's Thursday the 3rd of May that game is. So we are underway once again here on CUTV. Sphinx kicking from right to left in their sky blue and white home shirts with navy shorts and socks with white lining. Coventry United in red shirts with the green shorts and socks. The civic colours of the proud city of Coventry. Here's Gip Musa. Onto the left-hand side of Elaine. Hopeful cross. Hopeful was the word as no one was in there to pick it up. And many will tell you online that Coventry United chose the United name simply because it was the opposite of Coventry City. That's wrong, I'm afraid. It was to unite the people of Coventry through the beautiful game of football. Passed by Brad Jones, intercepted by Cairns into touch. So Freedom taken on this near side by Brad Jones. Kevin Fordson in support. Kyle Carey making himself available too. We have Musa and Cox further up line. There it goes from Jones. And hoofed away with the head of Guest. Fawson tries to bring it down. Sterling nods it up. But straight into the path of Thornton again. Chipped towards the left with Ryan McCranjay. Strolls down the left and rolls it to Elaine. Closed down by Lower. But gets the ball past his former captain. It's Dominic Elaine. Tripped by Lower. Referee says no foul. United not happy about it. Musa tries his best to win it back. Gone to the right hand side despite that pressure. A neat pass racing run down that right-hand side. What a run this is. Ben Valance hooked it out of play. Faulkner doing his bit to get Sphinx, I should say, into a decent attacking position. So why Corn's on my mind because of the defeats at Corn on Monday night. There's so many games coming. I can't remember who we're playing. I'm just joking, of course. CUTV covering a record amount of games this season due to our affiliation with the Coventry United Ladies side as well. Good afternoon, good evening to all those from Coventry United Ladies listening in to today's broadcast, and we will be live from the Butts Park Arena on Sunday afternoon, live from 1:45 PM for live coverage of the Premier League match between Coventry United Ladies and Charlton Athletic Women's FC. Ball down the right hand side by Towers for Downs to give chase. In touch for a goal kick. Great work from McQuanjay to hold off the big Sphinx midfielder. The ball bounces towards the right hand side, and Prince will go and pick it up and give it back to Deitch to take the goal kick. Deitch wasn't caught into action too many times, and to come out to punch a few crosses away, that's about it. Stragafa had some pretty sizable saves to make. You see Shaquille McDonald walking to the bench now, unfortunately not in his training gear, and he is on crutches as well, so I'm not going to be seeing Shaq for the foreseeable future. Jones nods it up and nods it on again, but picked up by Downs. Just a shoulder bar to ensure Brown Downs went over the touchline. It will be a throw-in to Sphinx, and it'll be left for Dean to take. Downs in support, as is Faulkner. I think Dean going for a long throw up the left touchline towards Sterling, volleyed away by Brad Jones, up in the air by Cairns. Towers gets his bounce on it in front of Carey, but Thornton is there to pick it up, but out-muscled by Towers. Deft pass into the area by Faulkner towards Sterling. Dodge got there first, but it was offside anyway. Deitch will place the ball. Next time we're in action here on CUTV comes on Saturday with a long old trip to Hormond in Shrewsbury. I'm just glad it's not a midweek game. Elaine wins the header. Can Palmer bring it down? No, he can't. Guest gets his bounce on it. Can Sphinx clear? Thornton wins it back, but fired away by Faulkner. Sterling runs into Carey, but brings the ball away. Bit of a shrug there by Musa, and Sphinx man forces to play it back to Jack Tragartha. Hooks it towards that centre circle. Faulkner flicks it on, and Prinzel all the way back to Deitch in goal. And a nice volley by Deitch. Of course, he couldn't pick it up. It would be a back pass if he did. Working well under pressure, and Deitch has really been growing in confidence since his move after the shock retirement of Rich Morris, ball into the penalty area towards Sterling. Out comes Deitch again to make a simple gather. Again, composed, controlled football from Coventry United. Sphinx have come out of the half-time break certainly in the mood for a fight, but they haven't had the opportunity to test Deitch yet. I'm sure that will come. Here's Ryan Harkin, threads it through beautifully for Faulkner, but Deitch comes out and fires it clear. He had to get that right, and the pass was definitely right as Elaine flicks it forward. But Sphinx will get it away for now. Jones lets that get out of play for a throw to Coventry United. Coventry Sphinx certainly picking things up following the break. Some words from Lee Nibbs. Seems to have done the trick. Brad Jones with the throw-up line. Met in the air by Dean. Nodded on by Sterling. Harkin tries to control. Then goes Kevin Thornton. Thornton brought down by Harkin. Harkin not happy. It looks as if Thornton got his body between Harkin and the ball purely to get the foul, and he has done now, so fair play to Thornton. Great work. So we've had 5 second half minutes here at the Butts Park Arena. Coventry United 0, Coventry Sphinx 0 is the current scoreline. United not quite bringing their first half dominance into the second, but there's plenty of time to see that. It's the air towards Chris Cox, and Cox seemed to be used as a launching pad by Guest. Referee says no, and Sphinx will get it away over the head of Sterling, but Cranjay finds Kevin Thornton in the midfield. Forward about the long ball, gets it in at the second time, asking low diving header by Guest, gets it clear. Only as far as Ben Valance. Mkwanje picks up the rolled pass and short to Kevin Thornton. Back into United territory with Ben Vance playing at centre-back, switched across to the right-hand side with Rob Prinzel, closed down by Faulkner and takes it around the number 11 beautifully. Great work by Prinzel, stabs it forward. It nearly finds its way past Stringfellow where Palmer was waiting, but Stringfellow will get it upfield. Here's Stringfellow again, receives it from Sterling, playing a deep role at the minute, all the way back to Dragartha. And the ex-United youngster clears straight onto the foot of Rob Prinzel. Finds Cox in space, heavy first touch, spins away from Towers, extreme skill from Cox. Can United make it work? Here's Thornton. Now Dominic Elaine. Tries a long range shot, blocked by Stringfellow. Referee gives the corner. United fans on this near side appealing for handball, rather hopefully. But it will be a corner kick from the left hand side for the Red and Greens. A corner kick from the left-hand side. There it goes. Prince was at the far post. He couldn't make contact with the ball. Prinzel unmarked. And his head seemed to be destined for that ball. And a clean contact of that area of the goal would surely have handed United the opener. The ball just glancing past the bonds of Prinzel and it remains scoreless. But the chances are coming. It just takes one team to take one. Dragartha boots it onto that left-hand side. Towers brings it down, scope the chest of Rob Prinzel. And Prinzel will look to send Ryan Palmer on his way. Can Palmer get past Stringfellow? Palmer brings it down from Prinzel. Cuts inside. Great footwork by Palmer. Stringfellow gets a touch in it but can't get it away. Palmer to Carey. There's Cox at the far post. Jumped over Guess. Referee says no foul. And cleared by Lower. And Coventry United's confidence is bringing them closer and closer to the net. And it looks like Rob Prinzel's a little bit worse for wear. He's gone down to his knees. And it looks like it's, I'm not sure what the issue is with Prinzel, but he seems in some sort of pain. He's back on his feet now anyway, and Prinzel was putting in a real shift, as was Ben Vance at centre-back. But it's the attackers that will need to pick it up in order to win this game. Thornton goes down. The referee says no. Harkin juggles it. Good challenge by Musa. Valance down the left-hand side. Lower will pick it up unopposed and send it down the right flank towards Sterling. Beaten in the air by Mkwanje. Second ball picked up by Kevin Thornton. Barged to the ground, and that is a definite free kick against Towers. Made no attempt to go for the ball, and rightly so. The referee is going to go to the book. You simply can't do that. Cairns only had eyes for Thornton. And when I say that, I don't mean he's sending him a Valentine's Day card. I mean he was going straight into the back of him. So Liam Cairns barging straight into Thornton to give United a free kick. A couple of yards inside Sphinx territory towards the left wing. Prinzel will stand over it. And Prinzel will send it in. Musa making a run towards the ball, brought down by Towers. Referee says no. Both players running into each other. And the referee was right not to point to the spot. Sterling wins the header. They'll fall to the feet of Brad Jones from Sterling's head. Curling ball towards the right with Kyle Carey taking on Dean. Boxed in by the Sphinx midfield and a hasty pass into the centre circle is intercepted by Jamie Towers of Coventry Sphinx. Rolled out to the right with the captain Scott Lower. 10 minutes gone here on CUTV in the second half. It remains at 0-0. Passed by Towers, charged down by Gift Musa, throw into Sphinx. Don't forget to hit the like button on YouTube below the screen, that little thumbs up button. If you are enjoying today's coverage, leave a comment with your feedback. Subscribe to Coventry United TV for more exclusive content from the Coventry United first team and the Coventry United ladies. And of course, you can get us on Twitter at Coventry United TV. As Prinzel stabs it away, volleyed up by Elaine, up jumps Cox, beaten in the air by Guess. There's Kevin Thornton to chest it down, but Sterling forces him off the ball. Now Charlie Faulkner racing down the right flank. Thornton with him trying to put him off. Surging run by Faulkner. Mkwanje blocks him off. Faulkner's still not done, but Valance does well to put it towards the left flank forward and try to keep it in, but he couldn't make it in time. Throw into Coventry Sphinx. Determination from Faulkner. So not only keep the ball in, but race down the right to put Sphinx in with an opportunity of this kind. Sterling drags down a lane after losing the ball. Definite free kick to the red and greens. Well, we won't be surprised to see some substitutes being prepared for Coventry United. We haven't seen them train up for a while, except for Craig Reed, who is over towards my right-hand side. Reed, of course, allowed to play for United by his current club, Barwell. He's on a loan deal from Coventry United, so as long as Barwell agrees to it, he can come and play for United whenever they have a match. Of course, you have been registered to one team, you can play for that team again. Lofted ball towards Harkin. Valance gets there first. United want it offside against Ryan Harkin. They won't get it. It's a search for a throw-in on this left-hand side, halfway into United territory. Now Sphinx starting to push up the field and gain some confidence back. The throw will be left for the number 3, Dean. Downs. Here's Cairns. Switch to play. No one picked up lower, but Mkwanje is close enough to race onto it and beat lower to it. Lower left it anyway, so Ryan Mkwanje now unmarked will stride down the left flank. Elaine making the run. It's up line to Kyle Carey. Elaine with the overlap. Mkwanje's up there with him as well. Down line to Mkwanje. The space on the right for Brad Jones. Oh, it was just met in the air by Dean. Not quite weighted enough. Harkin tries his best to flick it past Rob Prinslow, who chests it down. Plays it back to Dyche. A risky ball as Harkin and Sterling tried to beat Dyche to the ball. They didn't get there first. Carried away by the Sphinx defence, met by Brad Jones. Here's Chris Cox playing deeper at the minute. Bit of pushing the back by Cairns on Kyle Carey, but United keep it alive. Nodded on towards Dominic Elaine. Tries to nod over the defence. It's still alive with Elaine. In goes Chris Cox, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He wasn't going to reach it. And it's out of touch for a goal kick. First time we've seen Coventry United enter the penalty area with promise in this second half. That ball just a yard or two too far away from Chris Cox. But again, great work by Elaine to keep the ball alive with Palmer and Cox in close proximity. As you can see, Craig Reed pacing down the touchline, warming up. We could see the former Coventry City and Newport strikers introduction very shortly. Headed by Towers, picked up by Mkwanje in the air. Now the space on the left-hand side for the former Sphinx man, Dominic Elaine. Takes on his former teammate in Luke Downs. Palmer making the run down the left as well. Threaded through ball for Dominic Elaine. Palmer had to go some to get there. Stringfellow tries to block him off. Brian Palmer just got to the ball, but he couldn't keep it in. Highly competitive game of football, but as it stands, still no goals. And there haven't been that many clear-cut opportunities in the second half, but as it did with the first, it will take some time just to get these two sides settled again. United have certainly had the better of the action. A draw would be a serviceable result for both sides. It wouldn't do an awful lot for either side in the league. I believe they'd both stay where they are. Thornton dinks it through for Elaine. A nice overhead kick by Dominic Elaine. Palmer goes up to put some pressure on Stringfellow. Stringfellow's clearance picked up by Kevin Thornton in midfield. Lost it towards the right-hand side. Out of reach for Carey and volleyed away by Dean. Header won by Jones in the centre circle, but straight back to Towers. Poor first touch, but Musa can't do anything with it. And there's Harkin making the run down the left-hand side. It should be an easy gather though, but Tom Dyche as it bounces into the penalty area. 15 minutes gone here on CU TV. Just half an hour remaining at the Butts Park Arena in the Total Motion Midland Football League Premier Division. Score remains at Coventry United 0, Coventry Sphinx 0. Kick by Dyche, one in the air well by Downs, but straight into Lee Nibb's technical area in the United half of the field on the right-hand side for the Red and Greens with this throw-in. Brad Jones with the throw up line. Header won by Cox. Palmer couldn't get to the second zone. Cairns with the clearance as far as Ryan Harkin. Overhead kick. Looking to send Sterling on his way. Valance is his best to try and put the striker off. It bounces awkwardly for Valance, but he'll get there and try and shepherd it away from Sterling. Comes with the ball in the touchdown and gets it down the right to Kevin Thornton. Forced out from behind by Faulkner. Referee says no foul, and United are in trouble here. They're boxed into that corner of the pitch. Jones's clearance, and in goes Gift Musa to flick it clear. And now the counter is on, but a poor pass from Carey. He curtails that move. Intercepted by Lower. But his pass from Downs is easy pickings for Ryan Makwanje. It's back to Tom Dyche as both sides just look to calm it down and regroup. Dyche with the ball to feet. Not for long as he fires it away towards the head of Gift Musa. It's gone past Musa and Guess. Stringfellow heads it up. Cox tries to get to the seconds. Held off well by Dean. And it's a throw-in for Coventry United. Well, the assistant changed his mind at least 3 times there. It looked to me as if it last came off Chris Cox, but the United will take that one. The linesman didn't have a Scooby-Doo who that throw was going to. Left, right, shake it all about. But United have got the throw-in anyway, that's all that matters. It doesn't come to much as it's easily won by Sphinx. Seconds picked up by Kevin Thornton. Lob towards the penalty area. Up goes Chris Cox, nods it in. Guess can't deal with it. In goes Ryan Palmer, and Dragartha gets there first. Well, those two know each other inside out, working together in the under-21s for Coventry United for so many years. Makwanje in the back line for Coventry United rolls it back to Dyche. Has to get his ball away quickly under pressure from Ryan Harkin. Header won by Guest, but the loose ball falls to the feet of Brad Jones at full-back for Coventry United. Closed down by Downs, but loofs it forward to the feet of Kyle Carey. Keeps away all the way from Dean. Carey onto the left with Dominic Elaine. Is he going for a shot on his own? Well, Cox was in there. Didn't jump for it. And Dragartha with the catch. No easy catches in football at all, but that was pretty much as simple as he could get. Thornton wins the header in the midfield. Valance going up in the air with Sterling, comes out with it just about. Makwanje slides in and wins the throw. It's come off Charlie Faulkner last. Still no sign of any substitutions for either side with about 28 minutes to go here on CUTV with Liam Cook. Throw to the chest of Musa, bounces off the United man, but Faulkner again puts it into touch for a United throw number 5 yards further up line. And again headed into touch on my lower, the Coventry Sphinx captain. A few yards further up line. There it goes from Ben Valance. And on by Gift Musa, up goes Cox, beaten in the air by Lower and hooked away by Cairns towards Sterling. Sterling gets a hand on it, and Rob Prinzel has to try and get this away from Harkin. It sticks it between the legs of Harkin. Dangerous but effective from Rob Prinzel. Brad Jones's ball towards the right flank. Carey just out of time, and it is a throw into Sphinx on this left-hand side, just inside their own half. And again, still a lack of clear-cut opportunities after the break. Valance hooks the ball away from the United penalty area, but it's coming back again. Cairns, there's space on the right, but who will get to the ball first? Faulkner is the answer, but Makwanje sticks a boot in there and gets it out of play for a throw on the far side. Throw to Lower. Faulkner tries to take it through the legs of Elaine. You have to get up pretty early in the morning to outsmart Dominic Elaine. Ball down the left-hand side, but it falls to the feet of Stringfellow, whose pass is blocked off by Ryan Palmer. And there is going to be a substitution here for Coventry Sphinx. We can see a sub stripped off with his colours on. And that player is Calvin Thompson. We'll wait to see who he replaces a little shortly. Cairns with a lofted ball towards the right. Makwanje out muscles Faulkner. And into touch for the Coventry Sphinx throw. To the feet of Luke Downs. Heavy first touch by Lower. Just about dinks it away from Elaine. Cairns closed down swiftly by Gift Musa. United just trying to squeeze Sphinx and not allow them any time on the ball, but great work by Dean to keep it alive. Straight onto the head of Downs, and United take advantage. Lower tries to get it clear. And it's Lower who brings down Kevin Thornton from behind on the halfway line towards the centre of the park. we have had 20 second half minutes, just 25 minutes to go here at the Butts Park Arena, and still no goals. It looks like a game that's going to be decided by just the one goal, much like the second meeting between these two sides last season, where an injury time goal from Chris Cox was a difference at Sphinx Drive. Now United would love to inflict another late defeat on Sphinx again, this time at their new home. In towards Chris Cox and gathered by Tregartha. Followed away by the ex-Red and Green's youngster towards Sterling. It's gone over the head of Sterling. He went forward for Harkin though. Headed by Valance, but straight towards Faulkner. In goes Valance. He gets there first and sends it out of play. Valance is having an absolute stormer of a match. You put him anywhere across that back line, right back, left back, centre back, put him in goal even, he will have an absolutely brilliant game. Valance has been one of the star performers this season. Throw to Lower. Down line to Cairns. Lower making himself available again, but it's towards the halfway line again with Stringfellow. There's Lower in acres of space, flicks it up and closed down by Gift Musa, and Musa out muscles Lower. Great work by Musa. Tries to roll it past Thornton, but it's into the range of Stringfellow, whose ball is met by the head of Brad Jones. Jones sends it forward again. Over the head of Ryan Palmer, but hesitant there, the young striker. Downs. Pass blocked up by Gift Musa, and allows Brad Jones to race onto it. Bit of free air to work with. Brad Jones going to the centre. Musa wasn't expecting it. Downs sends it forward, and Rob Prince all the way back to Deitch. Just that little bit of communication lacking for Coventry United in that midfield. Could it be the difference between 3 points, 1 point, or no points? Here's Cairns. Draws it towards the right. Faulkner finds Sterling. And the pass towards Faulkner was cut out well by Valance. And Lane ploughs straight into Lower as he tries in vain to win the ball back. And there'll be a change for Coventry United too. There's changes all round. There's a change for Sphinx, with Thompson coming on, the number 14. Both sides calling for this change, and the first one will indeed be Calvin Thompson coming on, the number 14 for Coventry Sphinx. And coming off is Luke Downs, the Sphinx number 8.
Substitution for Sphinx, Luke Barrett off, Calvin Thompson on.
And for Coventry United, we know it's Craig Reed coming on. We haven't seen the name on the substitutes board just yet. It could be a lifeline change with Ryan Palmer coming off. It's Dominic Allain coming off.
Substitution for United, Dominic Allain off. Craig Reed.
So the former Coventry Sphinx winger Dominic Allain comes off after a spirited performance. Allain not happy. Anderson trying to save him for another day. United have got to use their resources very carefully at this stage of the season. And coming on, the man who remains Coventry United's top scorer, Craig Reed. He may be on loan at Barwell, but his new club have allowed him to play for United midweek. He was on the bench for Barwell last night, but wasn't used. So those two changes confirmed, with Thompson on for Downs for Coventry Sphinx and Allain replaced by Craig Reed for Coventry United. Free kick sent in. Prince tries to get ahead on it. Thompson with an immediate impact, keeping the ball alive on the edge of the penalty area. Out wide for Harkin. Offside, says the lino. Just 20 minutes of normal time to go. There will be a couple of minutes of added time. The highlights of today's game will be released tomorrow. Exclusive highlights from Coventry United TV, released tomorrow morning on the YouTube channel. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell next to it, and you'll get updates as to when the video will be available. Cox forced to the ground by Guest, and lob forward for Harkin. Harkin's past the last defender, and Vance does it back into Tom Deitch's hands. He gets there just in time, and again, Ben Vance is the difference at the back. Here's Gift Musa. Thornton closed down quickly, but able to shield the ball from Towers, who seems to be playing as a striker now. Drilled ball by Valance towards that left-hand side. Lower couldn't deal with it, but Palmer is slow to react. Lower rolls it across to Cairns. Dean's free on the left, but goes for a more direct route. Thompson rolls it out to the left. Now here's Dean, closed down by Kyle Carey. Down the left flank, out of reach for Harkin, but Brad Jones can't bring it under control. It rolls off the shin of Jones, out for a throw to Sphinx. In a pretty dangerous area of the field. Dean will take this running throw. He's pushing his teammates towards that penalty area, channeling his inner Rory Delap with this one. There it goes, towards Towers, over the head of Towers, over the head of Prinzel, over the white line for a goal kick. A bumper attendance here at the Butts Park Arena, the biggest crowd that we've seen in a good old while. Deitch blasts it clear. Leaping header by Cox brings it down, and no one is there to pick up the pieces except for Jamie Towers of Coventry Sphinx. Forced down low by Kevin Thornton, but it's to Scott Lower, the captain. Stringfellow boots it upfield. Up goes Faulkner. It bounces off the head of Craig Reed, getting his first touch on the ball. Thornton, through ball. Cox will give chase, and Chris Cox will get onto it. Palmer's got to make himself available here, and Cox is all alone in the corner of that pitch. Thornton bobbles behind Craig Reed and cleared by Cairns. United have 2 changes left to make, and both of those potential changes are training down the touchline with Lewis Rankin and Frankie Bajonet in their training gear, and also Dominic Elaine having a quick warm down as well. Palmer blocks the pass of Lower. It's come off Lower last, and United have got themselves a throw on the left-hand side in the final third. Throw by Reed. Thornton drives towards that penalty area. It's Kevin Thornton. Trip. Referee says no foul. Cleared as far as Ryan McQuanjay of Coventry United. Steaming in goes Faulkner and forces McQuanjay back towards the halfway line. Laid off towards Ben Vance at centre-back. Again, Faulkner goes in to pile the pressure on. It's a back pass to Tom Deitch. Deitch with the clearance, past Palmer, and out of reach of Craig Reed. Nodded on by Lower. In goes Musa from behind on Towers. He wasn't expecting that. But Towers has had a hold off the United number 4, the engine room, that Coventry United midfield. The pass driven towards Sterling, but to the feet of Ben Vance for Coventry United. McQuanjay, no one home as he punts it down the left flank. And into touch for the Sphinx throw. Again, next time we're in action here on CUTV is away at Hormond, the second longest away game of the season. I believe it's over in Shrewsbury. Hormond versus Coventry United in the Total Motion Midland Football League Premier Division. Live coverage from CUTV on Saturday afternoon from 2:45 p.m. Stringfellow tries to get it away. Power down, but Guest will finish it the second time of asking. But his pass drifts towards the right-hand side and touch for a throw-in for Coventry United around the halfway line on what will be United's left wing. And Lewis Rankin is called over. We know that Rankin's not 100% fit, hence why he was taken off early against Quorn on Monday night. But if that change is happening, we'll have to wait as play continues. Valance punts it down the right. Carey beaten in the air. Harkin drops the shoulder but doesn't outsmart Brad Jones. Prinzel spoons it towards the left flank. It's out of reach for Craig Reed, into touch for a throw. And indeed, Lewis Rankin is getting his number 14 shirt on, and is prepared to make an impression on the Butts Park Arena, as he does so often at the new home of the Red and Greens. Well, the referee wants a new ball. United don't want to make the change just yet. In fact, they do, yes. They are going to make the change. It is Lewis Rankin coming on, we know that. And it looks like Ryan Palmer coming off. And see the number 10 on that substitutes board. So it'll probably be Rankin coming on for Palmer, and then Reed switching to be the main striker. At the moment, he's on the left-hand side of a front three. Valance controls and volleys it away from the edge of his own penalty area. Header flicked on by Cox, straight to Dean. And Sphinx will get it away. Powering pass by Dean. Bounces straight into the hands of Deitch, who has been largely unchallenged 15 minutes to go here on CUTV. We'll be naming our man of the match in 10 minutes time. Let us know on Twitter at CovUnitedTV who you think should win the accolade. It can be a player of either side, United or Sphinx. So let us know on Twitter at CovUnitedTV or on the YouTube comment section. And we'll be naming that player of the match, man of the match in 10 minutes time. And the referee now allows the substitution. It is indeed Ryan Palmer being replaced. A credible performance from the under-21 striker. Couldn't quite build on that goal he scored against Squorn. But still, this young man is making a sizable impression. And on comes someone that makes impressions on the Red and Green Faithful almost every week, Lewis Rankin. As United will take the throw in just in front of the CUTV camera with Brad Jones on the ball. That change confirmed, Ryan Palmer off, Lewis Rankin on. Throw nodded on by Cox, Stringfellow shepherds it into touch for a goal kick. The game seems to have slowed down a little bit. And Cox has gone down holding that already injured back. We know Cox has been struggling with his back for a few weeks now. And in any normal circumstances probably wouldn't be playing, but he's soldiering on and doing a pretty good job of it as he usually does. Tregartha will take the goal kick. There it goes. Towards the left flank, straight into the technical area. Bounces off the railings, separating the main stand from the dugouts. Jones searching for an option with the throw. Run up towards the head of Cox and headed straight into touch by Dean. But another 10 yards gained by that throw-in routine. And Coventry will take that. Jones goes into the box, nodded out pretty quickly. To the feet of Kevin Thornton, a shove by the substitute. Referee says no foul. Sphinx will try the counter, but the long ball picked up by Mkwanje. Sterling does his best to win the throw-in, and does so. Good work by Chris Sterling. Quick throw to Charlie Faulkner. Lofted pass towards that penalty area. Can Harkin cut in? He appeals for handball. Referee doesn't want to know, and Rob Prinzel will try and get his ball away. Drives it down to the left. To the feet of Mkwanje, rolls it to the right with Gift Musa. He's being quickly caught up by Harkin, gets the ball away to Craig Reed. Free kick Coventry United as Harkin takes down Musa from behind. Referee may well go to the book. And he is indeed going to the book. A yellow card will be the outcome for Ryan Harkin. There it is. Jones rolls the ball and gets set to stick his laces through it and send it towards that Coventry United penalty area. Neither goal has really been tested in this second half. Will it be now? It's in towards Rob Prinzel. He's being held. Prinzel was being held there. Gets with his arm around the head of Rob Prinzel. And the centre-back had a word with the referee, and in fact he runs straight into Jamie Towers on his way back to the back line. And the referee wants a word with Prinzel. Well, unfortunately, we didn't get that incident on our camera, but Prinzel, on his way back, going straight into Towers. A bit of a tangle of legs rather than a forceful shove, but the referee is probably going to book Rob Prinzel for that. It was not the ball incident, it wasn't necessary, so a quick decision by the referee. And there is going to be another change for Coventry Sphinx, and I can tell you it's going to be the number 12 coming on for the visitors, Aaron Donaldson. But meanwhile, the officials still sorting out the off-the-ball incident between Rob Prinzel and Jamie Towers. It looks like the referee is simply going to give each player a ticking off. No cards given out. And with just 10 minutes to go until the final whistle, United could be set for just their second 0-0 draw of the season. as Donaldson prepares to come on. He'll have to wait as Stragafa sends it into the midfield. Header won by Prinzel. Surprise, surprise, he was battling with Towers. Palmer, so Carey runs in from the right wing, but he's barged to the ground by Towers. Referee amazingly doesn't point for a free kick, but the long ball down the left drifts over the white line for a goal kick to Coventry United. So Deitch will place the ball. Well, Frankie Beijner is still preparing. At the moment, United are continuing with that front three, but Sphinx are going to make a change, and on comes the number 12, Aaron Donaldson, and he's going to be replacing number 10, Chris Sterling. So Sterling's day is done, and Donaldson's day begins. Deitch drives it clear with the goal kick. Up jumps Cox and misses Cox's head. It's brought down by Lewis Guest, the centre-back. Towers, driven ball towards Donaldson. It's to the feet of Donaldson. Tries the through ball to Harkin. Looked like Harkin was offside anyway, but it was blocked by the foot of Rob Prinzel. Jones with the clearance towards Lewis Rankin. Ineffective, and into touch for a throw to Coventry Sphinx. So it was effective in getting the ball away, but not exactly effective in starting the United attack. Time ticks towards the final whistle, remains goalless. Donaldson battles for the ball with Brad Jones. In goes Rob Prinzel, gets the touch on it over the white line. Got a contact between Donaldson and Prinzel, but a good pat on the back. So you can show there's no hard feelings. And the Sphinx manager having a quick chat with Prinzel. I don't think it was completely kind words being spoken. As Towers goes to floor in one of the softest pushes I've seen all match. I mean, we've seen players being sent to Narnia by tough shoulder barges, and then you see something like that with a 6'5" bloke heading to the deck like a sack of spuds and being poked in the back. I'm sorry, but that's ridiculous. And United will be far from happy if they concede from here. A man of Towers' size should not be going down under a challenge like that. If we're honest here, we try and give the referee as much slack as we can, but I think the referee's got that one wrong there. It's Reece Dean standing over the ball to get this delivery towards that penalty area. In by Dean towards that far post, leaping header. It's Ryan Harkin, misses the target from close range. He fires it over the net. The chance of the match for Ryan Harkin. And Sphinx would have bet anything on their top scorer hitting the top corner. But he blazes it over the goal. And could that be Sphinx's hopes of a victory over with it? Deitch clears his lines with the goal kick. Up jumps Cox, gets his hand in front of Guest. Reed can't get to the seconds, but the clearance is only as far as Cox again. Guest stabs it back to Lower. Swing and up in the air by Lower. Bounces kindly for Chris Cox. Handball claims against Towers. Referee again says no. But Prinzel able to keep it alive for United, and Brad Jones plays it down the right hand side. Header won by the substitutes, but Donaldson beaten to the second ball by Brad Jones. Here's Lewis Rankin now, in case on this right hand side. Rankin tries to make the run, a slide from behind by the Sphinx number 14, Calvin Thompson. It will be a throw to Coventry United. With a throw straight into touch again by Faulkner. There will be another throw right in the corner to be taken by Rob Prinzel. Aquanje Jones and Balance covering their defensive partner as Prinzel Looks to propel that ball into danger. There it goes from Prinzel towards the near post. Headed away from danger, but not for long as Carey puts it back in. It's over the head of Rankin, and a simple goer for Tregartha. Well, the last few minutes can be summed up by a couple of words. Ambitious, but inaccurate. And we have just 5 minutes to go here on CUTV, so it's time to name our player of the match. Next time the ball goes out of play. Towers with a towering header towards Donaldson, hooked away by Ben Valance. Cairns gets his bounce on it, but volleyed forward again by Reid down the left flank. Comes off Cox's back, and Stringfellow will let that one go out of play for a Sphinx throw. So now to name our CUTV player of the match. He's been absolutely sensational at the back, despite playing out of position at centre-back. Today's CUTV man of the match is the Red and Green's number 6, Ben Valance. Special mentions also to Rob Prinzel and Chris Cox, who have had pretty good games themselves. Ryan Palmer put a great shift in too. Ball bounces over the Sphinx man Donaldson to Makwanje. Now Prinzel fires it forward down the right flank. Bit of running to do for Carey to catch up to that one. Carey does get to it, and down goes Dean. Throw into Sphinx. Level with their own penalty here. They've got to get this one clear as United get a few bodies around that throw. Throw up line, one in the air by Towers, with the second ball falls to the feet of our man of the match, Ben Valance. Slipped by Kevin Thornton, referee says no foul. Handball claims, referee says no. The referee may have given Sphinx the opportunity to break forward. Not so, as Faulkner's chip pass is nodded on by Valance. Here's Craig Reid, checks his run and backtracks to Makwanje. Nodded on by Chris Cox. Not the best of hers by Guess, and Rankin brings it down. Here's Lewis Rankin. Making his way towards the box. Rankin threads it through. Kevin Thornton maybe a bit too far for him, it is. And it's a goal kick. It's looking more and more likely we won't see any goals in this match, but it's been an entertaining 0-0 draw. There is such thing as one of them. We could yet still see a 2017 style Chris Cox late winner. How we'd love to see one of those. But is there ever such thing as a boring derby? Maybe apart from the Merseyside derby a couple of weeks ago. That was pretty boring. Maybe a scoreless draw would be a bit of an anticlimax. Tregartha's clearance met in the air by Towers to the feet of Harkin. Harkin with a lofted ball towards the right. It curls into the hands of Tom Deitch. Throws it into space for Craig Reid. What can Reid do from here? He'll take on lower, but he's quickly caught up from behind. Rolls it into space for Gift Musa. Musa strides towards the net, and a cynical foul by Charlie Faulkner. He made no attempt to go for the ball there. He just wrapped his arms around Gift Musa. A blatant attempt to stop the United man in any way he could. And a yellow card handed out to Charlie Faulkner. A predictable yet correct outcome. That rather silly incident. There's still no sign of Frankie Bejan at the final Coventry United sub. Not that I can see anyway. Well, chances will be few and far between. These are the final few minutes. United won't have many better chances than this. As we enter added time, Rankin with a deflected free kick straight into the hands of Jack Tregartha. At the moment, it's looking pretty likely that we will see no goals at all, unless there is some sort of late drama, which we often see here on CUTV, it must be said. Prinzel drives it towards that penalty area. Craig Reid brings it down. Can he turn? It's Craig Reid forced away from the goal. Tries the cross. It's between the legs of Lower, and the captain will get it away. Now darting down the right is Faulkner. Blocked by the heel of Gift Musa. Musa drives forward again. Now Thornton lays it off to Craig Reid. Cross towards Cox in that penalty area. Tregartha leaps and catches it. Fair play to Tregartha, a composed finish from the young shot stopper, once of Coventry United's under-21s, of course. Deitch with a short-range pass to Rob Prinzel. United looking for one more opportunity as the Clock ticks into added time. It's met in the air by Faulkner and into touch for a Coventry United throw. Halfway into Sphinx territory. Could we yet see a last gasp winner? Well, you had to say the more likely of the two sides to score has got to be Coventry United. Carey turned his man, and a free kick for Coventry United. As Cairns was shoving in the back of Carey, and it may give the Red and Greens, could be their final opportunity. And I believe that was a yellow card as well for the Sphinx man. I believe it was it's put in, and it flashes over the head of Brad Jones, and the referee brings Derby Day in Coventry to an end. A scoreless draw may be a slight anti-climax, but we've seen a brilliant game of football here at the Butts Park Arena. The Red and Greens may be unlucky to come away with only a point from this game, but handshakes all around. And a friendly meeting between Sphinx and United. The final score at the Butts Park Arena: Coventry United 0, Coventry Sphinx 0. A well-earned point for both sides. And that's us done here on CUTV. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you on Saturday evening for live coverage of Hormond versus Coventry United. Highlight of today's game will be found on YouTube tomorrow morning, youtube.com/Coventry United TV. I've been Liam Cook, and we'll see you next time.